Hey everybody, so this is an update episode, as you can probably see in the title there. We have had an interesting few weeks since the last episode, and I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of an update and kind of post this up as a just kind of a marker. Yes, I am currently driving right now. Hands-free, don't worry. Anyway, so I wanted to post this up as kind of just a little marker, just so the podcast itself doesn't get tossed off of any platforms for not, putting anything out in a while, which I understand is fair, but it's one or two of the distribution channels that we have for the show. If you don't produce content within a certain time frame, they will list your show as like being inactive, which again, fair, but there are some podcasts that I listen to, such as Hardcore History, where Dan on Hardcore History sometimes won't produce an episode for fucking months. I can't even remember the last time I saw a new episode in that feed. But the podcast app that I use for most of my stuff, Podcast Addict, they can go back several years on shows. So, I'm never really worried about that personally, but for people that keep up with this show via other channels, I wanted to just post something up here. And now I will get to what I wanted to talk about, which is the length of time it's taking for me to make the next episode, episode 40. I am nearly done with the script research, but it has been a nightmare on top of my job. For instance, has been I guess lowball is the best way to describe it, and I understand the world is not normal right now. The United States is not fucking normal right now. And I do have a large number of great people that I serve on a regular basis. But a lot of them, either their money or their lives, I know, are tied up in government-based shit. And since we've had a government shutdown since basically the beginning of October, they've curtailed their spending, a lot of them. Some have gone on vacation, which is actually pretty common. And others, while they're spending the same, they're not tipping quite as much. So I'm having to work harder and longer than I usually do in a day. And, after a day of juggling work responsibilities and just all the things that a normal person deals with, I've had to... I get home and I've got maybe a couple of hours until I go to sleep, and I either just don't have it in me to do the show, or I only have it in me to do a shorter amount of the work that I usually will put into it. Typically any given night, I may be home at 6 or 7 o'clock, and I start working on the show. After I get home, say hello to everybody, and we all catch up on the day. I'll set up my writing studio and just go for it, But the other bit to that is this next episode is on the MMR vaccine. It has taken me way more time to push back on Candace's various bullshit in this one than I usually have to do. Typically, regular listeners to the show, you'll know that sometimes I can let a clip go for 3, 4, 5, as long as I think 7 minutes and change is the longest clip we've ever played on the show. And then I get to push back on, okay, well, actually this, and this, and just kind of go through it. That has not been the case with this one. This has been an absolute monster of an episode, in that if you cut off the intro and the outro, which I've explained why I do that in previous episodes. If you cut off the intro and the outro, you're left with a 45-minute episode, okay? I have had to either cut clips that are 30 seconds or 1 minute long because what she said requires so much pushback and explanation, I feel, as to why it's wrong, that it has really dragged down, the time that it takes me to go through a typical episode of this stuff. Because I don't just want to kick something out. Like, I like to be proud of my work when I'm done. Free show or not, I'm doing this as, it kind of feels self-serving in a way, because I'm doing this because I listen to it and I go, no, what the fuck, no. And then I go back and I research and I find out that, and a lot of times, not only is she wrong, but she's wrong for reasons that I did not know at the time. And I like to share that. I like to share what I've come across, what kind of rabbit hole I went down to find this out, and to provide, of course, the evidentiary-based links in the ever-growing link stack on this one. So, yeah, it's taking me more time than I'm comfortable with, but I am comfortable with the work that I've done up to this point. All of that said, I'm not sure if I mentioned this, a couple minutes ago or not, but I have gotten that 45 minutes whittled down to 8 minutes. And the last time I listened to the full episode was about, nearly a month ago at this point. So, it is all being worked on. It is all being handled. And I will hopefully have it done, I want to say this week. I'm really shooting for getting it done over the next couple of days. I couldn't work on it last night. I got home around 11 p.m. and I was tired. I was tired. I wasn't staying up to jump down any stupid conspiracy theory bullshit vaccine rabbit holes. Not last night. So I just wanted to let everybody know episode 40 is being worked on. We're going to arrange our recording schedule for this coming week. So, expect the typical push out somewhere between Wednesday and Friday of next week. And hopefully episode 15, I'll be able to get through it a lot easier, I hope. I really hope this government shutdown, stops at some point soon, because it's affecting the very real people that I serve on a regular basis, that I enjoy serving. A lot of my customers are great, and they don't deserve this shit. I'm way out here on the far end of like, I need them to keep ordering groceries and pay for the convenience that I provide, and tip me decently. Kind of feels, like a pig, but I gotta eat too, I gotta pay my own fucking bills. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that. It started raining here, so I'm driving. We are bracing for winter. Winter is coming to the Twin Cities Metro. Okay, everybody. That's it. I feel like I've said enough. I don't want to belabor the point anymore. But y'all have a good weekend, and you should be seeing our next episode in your podcast feeds late next week, as usual. All right, everybody. Be safe. Bye.